Good afternoon. Is it? Yes, it's 3. How are you doing, and how's my boy Erik?
We are wonderful, and we are so excited to answer today's questions because there's a lot happening here.
Oh, goody. I can't wait. All right, well, we'll start. This is part 2 of Veronica and Erik's September question and answer session. So, and this document, the font is kind of small, so let me see if my tired old eyes can deal with this. Hi, Erik, Veronica, and Lisa. Thank you for taking my question. My question is, I am currently engaged but feel like my last relationship was my soulmate. Can you give me your input on this? Thank you so much. Katie. Oh, gosh, don't marry the wrong guy.
Hey, Katie. So, Katie, here's what you need to understand about soulmates. It isn't that we just get one. And it's that a soulmate is someone that comes into our life and teaches us about ourselves. It isn't necessarily a bouquet of roses or, fireworks all the time. Sometimes the soulmate relationship takes us to the dark places so that we can do the soul work that we came here to do. And the truth is, yes, that was a soulmate, but you're also entering into a very spiritually connected relationship with this person that's going to take all the lessons and elevate them from the last soulmate.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. I like that. All right. Hi, Erik. Thank you in advance. I have a severe diastasis recti of the stomach muscles. That's where the muscles sort of separate in the middle, usually after pregnancies and stuff. Can I heal or close the gap myself with either the Tupler technique, I don't know what that is, or the Mu2 method, and avoid this major surgery? Any insight pertaining to avoiding this surgery is welcome. Thank you, Adrian F. Usually those things are like, they're not harmful unless it's small enough that intestines can get trapped and entrapped in there. So.
Hey, Adrian, Erik and I say, hey. So the Tupler technique is something that's going to be a great benefit for you. What you want to be sure of as you're using this technique and doing this technique is that you are protecting the area and being gentle to the healing tissues. There should be no aggressive activity while you're healing, and the healing can take up to a year or more. Okay. It's very slow. But as you progress, you can do a little bit more. You can surely and certainly safely walk. In fact, it's encouraged for you to stay active with this. But here's the image that we're seeing. Exactly what Elisa explained. There's like a little opening, and probably from pregnancy, if you just had a child or if you, whatever your reason was, something got opened. And it's not as opened, but there's like a little slit that we can see. And again, the body is designed to take care of itself and heal itself, but you have got to take care of you while healing the muscle.
Okay, awesome. I wish somebody would take care of mine, and while they're in there, just like get rid of all the fat. That's what I want.
I'm right there.
I'm ready. All right. What is going to happen to our business? We have some opportunities to franchise, but we are not sure what to do. Thank you, Elisa R.
Mm-hmm. So how should we start with this? So the first thing that we want to caution you on is watch who you surround yourself with. Be very careful about who you go to business with. It can be enticing and appealing when someone presents themselves as having the answers where maybe you've been scared in the past or you've not known what to do. And so what we're seeing here is there's two sides to every story, two sides to every person. So make your decision. If you're going into business someone, make your decision based on integrity and truth that can be proven by fact. Did that answer the question? Because it's just downloading so fast to me. Did that?
Yeah. Oh my God. It just goes right into her head, out of her mouth. So a lot of you, like Jamie and Cammie, you don't even remember what's been said. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the opportunity that is coming up, is that a good or yay or nay?
Everything presents as it looks. So yes, It's
Okay.
it's a good opportunity. Get in on it early.
All right. Oh, by the way, your hair looks so pretty, Veronica.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
It's finally not a billion degrees and humid here.
I know. I live in bad hair territory. All right. Was it angels I saw with my dying friend on Saturday in the car? Wow. Pam.
Pam, not only did you see them, if you put your sense of feel into it, you felt their presence, you felt their warmth, you absolutely, this is the beautiful thing. They're always here. Everybody has the potential to see them. It's just that we're so busy and so caught up walking around in everyday life trying to figure things out that we miss what we're seeing. So you absolutely saw the angels. There's no doubt. Not only did you see the angel, it was your guardian angel that you saw that made itself present to you. So something's going on that you're going to have to call on your guardian angel, and that was a reminder to connect.
What's her guardian angel's name?
There is not a name.
Okay, some of them don't. Yeah.
No, there's not a name. It just said guardian angel.
John Doe. We'll just say John Doe.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Jane Doe. All right.
Jane.
What spirit gift should I personally be working on? I am wanting to open up my guide, angel, etc., and help people, but I feel ill a lot and don't know why. Anne.
There's a lot of backed up energy. There's a lot of, it's like kind of like this is the image I'm seeing. You know how when you have a straw and you're drinking out of a straw and there's a little slit in the straw?
Oh, yeah.
You suck as hard as you want, but the energy, the liquid won't come up because there's something that's oozing, something that's leaking. And I'm going to tell you that we're seeing there's some repair that needs to be done at a soul level with you. This is probably past life stuff that's regurgitating, good word, that's regurgitating, and it's going to keep coming up. So it's needing to deal with stuff. By the way, your gift has to do with the creativity and movement. So
what do you mean movement?
Movement. So it could be some sort of physical art therapy where you're moving the hand, drawing. It could be dance. It could be something you're actually going to get people's souls moving by moving their physicality.
Interesting. So, what was I going to say? Would it help for her to have a past life regression?
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Erik is saying the past life regressions are very cool, and when they're necessary, you will know. And the fact that she's backed up and can't suck through the straw is a great indicator that there's something that needs to be removed, shifted, dealt with. So yeah, if you know somebody that does that, totally get on that.
All right. Hello, Mrs. Veronica. My question for Erik is, how is my awakening process going, and what can I do to enhance it? Thanks.
The what process? I'm sorry, it cut out.
My awakening process.
Okay, awakening process. Erik's doing the thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Good.
You get an A plus. Ooh. You're working. We can feel the energy of you moving forward. One thing that we would encourage you to do is find something that is uniquely you. What are you drawn to? Because Erik's saying you're being pulled into something that's going to be of a teacher role of sorts. So narrow it in because it's such a big world of spiritual stuff. So become the student and absolutely transition into the teacher when the time is right. Become the student of yourself. Understand what it is that you're most attracted to and most passionate about spiritually.
Awesome. I hate it when I get a straw and it bends and it makes a crack in it, and I'm trying to suck up my Diet Coke, and it's just like.
I hate when my energy. When my energy's sucked out, I hate.
Oh, that's awesome.
When my energy's sucked out.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, Erik, please check into my professional life and guide me. I am very nearly 39. That's old, really. That is nothing, girl or guy. I'm nearly 39, looking for a new role in the financial industry. Will my desires be met? Forever patient. Oh, that's awesome. Forever patient. I'm not.
I love that.
Hats off to you.
Hey, I want to say I'll be 55 on Monday, and I'm totally okay with that because there's breath in my body.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So this is brilliant because there is a new role in the financial industry, and you're going to find out by the end of the year about this new role in the financial industry. However, you're going to need to increase schooling, education, but not in the traditional sense. Now, that might mean, Erik is showing me a piece of paper, and I'm going to say that might mean that you would be required to get certified, to get special credentialing before you can assume this role. It's going to be in the financial world industry, but it's going to be something that's specialized, and you need this piece of paper.
Well, what is it? Is it Series 7 certification? Is it he's not going to say probably. Or is it like a, oh God, there's so many certifications.
Yeah. He's just saying that because of free will, she can choose to pick to go this way or go that way, depending on which way she goes. She'll know the certification she'll need because it'll be very clear to her. And in fact, we're going to say it's probably something she's been thinking about doing, or it's popped into her head, and she's probably going, oh, I should have gotten that certification.
Okay, awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. Also, Erik, I guess it's the same person. You are so amazing. I'm so glad I came across you. Coincidence or fate? I have no idea, but it feels right. Much love, Pinda B. So, was it?
I think that was her question.
Okay. Was that fate or coincidence that she bumped into you, Erik?
It was meant to be. Okay. There are no coincidences.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Erik, here's another one. You had mentioned that the vibrations that I am experiencing is the energy from the cosmos in the past readings. What do you see in future for me in connection with this experience? Am I going to help people, or is it just for my personal spiritual growth? Seems like we've answered that before.
Yeah.
Kanti.
Yeah, it's funny because the image that we're seeing is like a car wash. When you drive your car into the car wash and you get all that stuff that goes over you in the big brush, and it feels like you're being put through this rigorous cleansing of sorts, so that you can come out the other end all bright and shiny and have this deeper understanding of why you're here. And we know that it's because you are a leader. Wow. You are chosen to be a leader. Free will, we can't emphasize it enough. If you go, oh, I can be a leader, and then you go, oh, no, I don't want to, I'm going over here. Yeah. Of course, that's the way it's going to be. Yeah. But you're being groomed. You are being groomed to go next level. So, like, immerse yourself in the lesson. Go in with the learning. Go in the car wash. Take the brushes. Get all cleansed up and shiny. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think the next step is?
The next step is taking out what you've learned and speaking it to the world. And so Erik's got a microphone or a megaphone, and it's like, whoa, telling the world about this. But again, he's saying each one of us has a unique gift and a unique delivery of that gift. That's her buffing up after the car wash. She's got to get clear on what her unique gift is. She knows it. It's already in her. Okay. She's got to wake it up. So
awesome.
It's for a reason.
Ah, sounds exciting. All right, here's kind of a long one. Dear Veronica and Erik, hi. Okay, well, I asked Emma about my health too through Erik and need a few more answers. I have enjoyed the channels you have been doing that Elisa has put up with you and Erik. So wonderful. But I just have to say, Veronica, I was raised in the church, Episcopalian, and I do love it. I won't give it up. That's okay. I love Erik too, and so I do mix them together. They have similar beliefs too. Anyway, my question is about my health. Emma says I can get well. It is possible. So now I need to know how to get well. I am so sensitive to drugs, vitamins, herbal teas, foods, etc. The doctors do not know what to do with me. I have been ill for 15 years now, disabled partially. They feel it is chronic fatigue / fibromyalgia, but I do not know if it really is. Some kind of blood thing going on too with red blood cells. Not all the time, just sometimes. What does Erik suggest for me to get well? I mean, I want to really get out, get to a place where I can drive and go out all day and work out of the house too, and do things many days in a row. Basically, does she have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and how can she get well?
First thing Erik said to me is, Mom, where are your thoughts with this?
Oh, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say try low-dose naltrexone, because that is
Hmm.
supposedly works very good in many cases, not all, but many cases
Yeah.
of fibromyalgia. So go get the book called The Promise of Low-Dose Naltrexone online and read about it, and find yourself a doctor who will prescribe it to you.
Mhm. And the reason he turned that over to you was because of your passion and the delivery of it. And that's it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That's what he's saying. And the other thing is there's also some sort of imbalance that we're seeing. So this may complement level that off. We can see a deficiency. This is probably a side here, but there's a deficiency in vitamin D and magnesium.
Okay. So should she
So
take the supplement?
FYI.
Should she?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. But here's the thing. We want her to do her own research. So go in, look at the
Yes.
symptoms. It's very important that the onus be on the patient, if you will, the patient.
Yeah.
Because while we can hear these things, you are the star of your body. You know your body. Go on, research magnesium, go to a reputable site, talk to a holistic practitioner. Look at magnesium and vitamin D deficiencies and see if you check the boxes off. But we do see that.
Yeah, sometimes magnesium, you could just take a bath in Epsom salts, and that can help. But be careful with vitamin D, because it's one of the fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K.
Yeah.
And so you can get toxic on them. So you have to be careful not to take more than the recommended dose. Okay. Erik, anyway, also Google fibromyalgia against low-dose naltrexone and see what you find. Erik, just recently met you, Mom, and your channelers. Read your books, watched so many videos, and know you are real, you are dead, you are totally alive. Okay, thank you, Erik, for such an important mission. My question is about Trump. I find your answers don't necessarily describe this man and the truth of his administration. He has not truly given us ample jobs or a robust economy. I would beg to differ. I mean, the GDP alone is huge now, much stronger. He has proven time and time again that he is unfit to serve and that he is a serious danger to our entire world. Oh my gosh. So what is your assessment to Trump? Okay, I am an anti-Hillary person. I'm not fond of Trump because he acts like a third grader sometimes, but I feel like the media is brainwashing too many people about him. I don't think
So,
he's as bad as people say. He's just
so here's the
he's
first
just an
thing.
idiot sometimes.
Yeah. Here's the first thing. Number one, take politics out of it, because we are not going into the political arena here. Erik is saying this is about the human being. He's an ass sometimes. Who isn't? Now, the fact that he sits at the highest level, you know what? He's going to make blunders, but absolutely is being blown out of proportion by all of these eyeballs on him, all of these armchair quarterbacks, all of these people making assumptions about what should be done and could be done. Here's the thing. He was given to us. Hear me say this, so that we could go into the deepest, darkest places of our own being and find out what we really stand for, what this is really about, this life and being here. Take away right and wrong. He's really passionate about this. I mean, he's like screaming it to me. It isn't about what's right and what's wrong. And here's the thing. Y'all need to chill out, because what's going to be is going to be. He just happens to be the crane operator, building the building here. And you know what? Somebody put him there. So take this opportunity with this man in power to look inside yourself, because I will tell you this, so much negativity and hate has come out of people who profess to be religious and loving.
I know. It's really sad. I feel sorry for Trump. I mean, he puts his foot in his mouth. He makes the mistakes that make it that way, but I think people are being a little bit too unfair.
Listen, this is what Erik is saying. Would you want every single breath you take on camera?
No, God,
Who
no.
would?
Oh, I'd be assassinated the first week, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah, he's saying, chill out.
Okay. Hi, Veronica and Erik. I would like to know who my guides and/or angels are, like their names, and if they have anything to tell me.
Mm-hmm. Erik, so how do we, okay, so first of all, spirit guide, that first spirit guide that we feel with you is male energy. He's got overalls on, like overalls. His name starts with a C, Clarence. Erik is telling me his name is Clarence, and he is a farmer, a migrant farmer. And he is filled with wisdom when it comes to opportunities. So he is your guardian angel / spirit guide of opportunities. Now I say / spirit guide because a guardian angel is not a spirit guide, but your guardian angel is looking over your spirit guide, making sure that the opportunities are presented to you are safe and in your best interest.
Oh,
that was
go Clarence. All right, be sure you guys give love and affection and thanks and gratitude to your guardian angel and your guides. We
Always.
rarely ever do it, but every night, just tell them thank you. Thank you for having my back, man. All right, hello. My name is Cindy. My question for Erik is that since I've been a little girl, I've specifically remembered feeling a sense that I'm here for something big. I don't know what, but I feel it's important since the memory and the feeling has always been with me. Thank you. Thank you. There we go.
So you're here for something big. Yeah, you are, but not big in the sense where it's notoriety or fame or fortune or any of that. You're here to complete karma. You're here to complete a cycle for your soul. So this is your last pit stop. So he's showing me that there's evolutions of souls where we go through, we learn, we come back, we learn again. And this person is doing a completion of sorts. And he's saying the average person might not comprehend what this means, but this, he's saying, Mom, might be topic for conversation at a later date. Because what's happening, she feels the bigness, okay? This is the soul welling up. This is the soul getting ready to complete its last transaction in physical form. So so what that could mean, he's saying, and this is, again, we can't know this 100%, but what this could mean is she's getting ready when she's done with this life to come over and to be a higher guide at the next level.
Wow. Okay, so can you tell me more about this karma thing? What's the topic of this whole karma thing she's going to work on?
So the karma thing is, we all come in, as we talked about in one of the other shows or the questions, we all come in with this soul contract, this thing that we have to, and that stays with us forever and ever and ever in all of our lives. Okay. So think of it as, he's showing me, think of it as a shopping list. So you go to the store, you need tomatoes, you need apples, you check it off. So as you go through your lifetimes, you're checking off the lesson of patience, of tolerance, of whatever your soul signed up to learn, you've got to check it off. Okay. So at the end of the list, once you've got all your groceries in the cart, you check out and you go home and you put your groceries away. This is kind of what's happening with her going next level. Okay. So there is nothing else to learn. It's just that now she goes into the realm that isn't human anymore.
Okay, cool.
Ever.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Veronica. Thank you for doing this. I am so excited to ask what my highest self is most wanting me to know and work on for my greatest and highest good for this life. Thank you to Veronica and to my good buddy, Erik. Aww.
So her higher self. Is there a name with that?
No.
Okay. Erik, her higher self, would you agree that it's the links, the connections? So yes, we agree that I have an intuitive thought. I want to check in with him. So we're in agreement that there is definitely links to the chain that need to be worked on by her. And what does that mean? It's different modalities of healing. Whether she knows it or not, she's a healer. And so as she begins to heal herself, because I feel like there's a lot of trauma in her. Erik is validating that. And so as she heals this trauma, one step at a time, she'll begin to go on to the next level. Again, a lot of these people that we call in are destined to be modern day mystics, where they're sharing the word, and not in a up on the mountaintop, aloof kind of way. They're people that go to work. Read her question one more time, Erik says.
All right. Thank you for doing this. I'm so excited to ask what my highest self is most wanting me to know and work on for my greatest and highest good for this life.
Hmm. So the lesson here is to learn to this is funny but not funny. Learn to manage the shiny stuff. So there's a lot of focus issues. So it would behoove you to go into, and that's me with the intuitiveness, I'm coming in telling you, don't be dazzled by the shiny stuff. Get down to the nitty gritty, dirty stuff. In other words, Erik is putting it, every time you dig into your soul and you hit something you don't like, you go over here and you get distracted. And so it's going to behoove you to stay with the digging, with the excavation in the dirty stuff.
Okay.
And because what I said first is what is ultimately on the other side of that journey. Gosh, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But does she need to help her trauma with EFT or EMDR or a life coach or any other outside help?
She needs a teacher. She needs a teacher, and she needs somebody to take her back. So again, that might be a past life regression, because it may be helpful to see where this trauma that she keeps avoiding started. Look at the root of it. And I can kind of sense a little bit where that is, but we can't go into it here. It's not.
No, it's too long
for the time.
Maybe book a session with Veronica to get real deep into it. All right, let's see. You have often said that you choose to be reincarnated and whose body you wish to incarnate in. You have also said that you sign a contract so to speak. My question is, with all the misery, pain, hunger, torture on this earthly plane, why would a new or old soul want to enter in this existence?
Great question. Erik says, great question. And the reason is because we're going to go back to everything. Every soul has something to learn. We don't know the karma that the soul's paying back that is living in the streets, that's homeless. We don't know what happened in another life, and then it needs to equal itself out right here, right now. As human beings, as feeling beings, yes, it looks terrible. It's horrible. Our hearts hurt. But there is a spiritual reason why this is happening. And so it's a matter of the soul choosing to learn its lessons. So don't forget, at the beginning of all of these lives, we write that contract out. We say, I want to experience this, this, and this. That follows us every single life we have, he's saying. So if we don't manifest the pieces of it in this life, then it comes back in this life. And so there's no judgment. I mean, I'm sad when I see these devastations happen. I really am. But I know, and Erik's confirming, there's a bigger spiritual process at work here.
Of course. I mean, you have to have contrast in the human experience provides that to understand things. Like you can conceptually understand the concept of hot, but unless you experience cold, you're not really totally going to get it. And so you can see a recipe and see a picture of a brownie, but until you make it and take a bite, you're really not going to know what a brownie is truly like. So sometimes you need to be betrayed in order to understand the concept of forgiveness. Sometimes you need to be disabled to understand the concept of humility, and so that's why it is. Okay, I hope that helps.
And the other thing, really quickly, Erik wants to say that the duration of a soul on earth is irrelevant because there's no such thing as time. An infant can be born into a family, live for 5 minutes, and have such an impact on the family.
True.
That was the whole purpose of that soul. As humans, we're tick, 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 tick. It's about the time, and it's not about the time in Erik's world. I almost said in Erik's world. So just be mindful of that. Every soul is here for its determined duration.
That's right, and we as humans need to have linear time because we, for example, need cause and effect. Okay, we need things like that. All right, so here's another one. My stepdad Jay transitioned 2 months ago. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Is it too soon to hear from him? Can you connect and see how he's doing and if he has any messages for me? I miss him terribly. Oh, Bless your heart.
Eric, can we talk to Jay? Can you bring Jay forward for me? Jay's just a very happy-go-lucky soul. He's here. Eric's got him with me. I can see Jay as a fuller man. He's standing here with Erik. He's kind of put off and he's kind of shy. And Erik is saying because he hasn't learned the ropes yet. It's kind of like, he is a newly transitioned soul. He's here. He's watching over the family. He definitely sees what's going on. He wouldn't want the tears. He doesn't want the tears. He understands the need to have the tears.
Sure.
But truly, truly, he's so happy and in the light, and he would love for you to talk to him. And he's showing us some sort of, I don't know if it's a special mug or it's a glass he used, but there's some sort of something that was particularly his. Like some people have their coffee mugs, or he's got something that was uniquely his that he would drink out of all the time, whether maybe it was a bourbon glass, I don't know. But he's saying that, there's still pieces of him around. And the message is that you have to keep doing what you're doing. Just keep moving forward. You're on the right path. If you need confirmation, consider this confirmation.
Awesome. All right, great. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Erik, for bringing Jay. All right, let's see. Hi, Veronica. My name is Melissa. My question is about career/life purpose. What in the world should I do as a career to make a living? My interests are so varied, I truly don't know which path to follow. And if I can ask a follow-up to my career question, I just want to know when everything will start to come together, she means. I appreciate your help. Best, Melissa. Again,
start to come together it's all based on free will.
So many people,
Yeah, we don't know that. Listen, first thing is that you need to get clear on what is it that you're passionate about. Erik is going like this to his heart. What is it that makes your heart beat really fast, that gets you all jazzed up, that you cannot wait to get out of bed and do? Now, your life purpose is being you. That's your life purpose.
That's what Erik says, being you.
Yeah, he's saying, bingo, dot. So you're already living on purpose. Now you got to marry your purpose, and he's doing this with your passion. So what pumps up your heart? What gets you revved up? Being you and taking the passion and then walking it out into the world is really something that you've got to figure out. There are people that will help you. Spiritual life coaches, intuitive readings, angels, but you got to, I feel like you're all over the place. Like you're doing, like you've said, you're all over the place. And you got to slow down, and you got to slow down and own that you're you.
Yeah. Do you think Jamin Olivencia, one of my favorite life coaches, could help her?
Absolutely.
Figure out. So I mean, I don't think Erik can tell you. Oh yeah, you need to go in this particular line of work, because you need to find that out for yourself with the guidance of somebody like Jamin. So
Absolutely.
Just go to JaminOlivencia.com. He's awesome. He's really helping my other son a lot. Jamin is Jamin, and then Olivencia is Olivencia.com. All right, question for Erik. Why is my hair falling out? I think she meant hair. Question for Erik. Why is my hair falling out? I'm trying to figure out if it's health. Thank you, Veronica. Chris Thero.
So the first thing we're seeing is the scalp. We're literally honing in on the scalp, and we don't know the technical term for it, but the follicles aren't this is going to be rough, because I'm just getting, what holds the hair in place is stretched out.
Okay.
So you've got something with the scalp going on, and it could be due to the products you're using.
Oh, yeah, a lot of products have like sulfides and sodium chloride, and they're just not really good for you.
So here's something that we want you to do.
Even baby shampoo is bad because it has sodium or something.
Yep. Here's what we want you to do. Rinse with apple cider vinegar.
Oh.
Apple cider vinegar. rinse with apple cider vinegar, do it at least twice a week, and it's gonna clarify, and it's gonna tighten up the scalp and the follicles, and just really pay attention to what you're using on your hair.
Yeah, just make sure it has no sulfides or sodium chloride.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few products like that. I know that L'Oreal Ever something, I can't remember the name of it. They don't have any sulfides and sodium.
Also, check the hormone levels. If you've not been to a doctor and you've not gotten some checkups lately, it might be in your best interest to go get a checkup and just see what your hormone levels are, because there could be some.
Thyroid abnormalities, for example, can lead to hair loss. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so I have a very dear friend of mine who passed away unexpectedly 2 months ago. I'm not sure how he died, as we had not communicated in a few months before he passed. I know he's doing great now, but would love to know if he had any messages for me. Thank you so much, Linda.
Linda, the first thing we hear is he's sorry he lost touch with you. He's sorry that you two drifted off, and he's mentioning some sort of disconnect due to a third party. So I don't know if somebody got in between you. Perhaps he got preoccupied with somebody, but he's saying it doesn't matter how he passed. He's not willing to talk about that, but he's saying just to know that, suffice to say that he's at peace, and that he thought about you a lot in the last weeks of his life. Okay. So in a good positive way, but he's showing us some sort of intrusion between the two of them. Somebody got between them on some level.
All right, here's another one. A couple of years ago, I found out through social media that my first boyfriend had passed away. We dated 2 years, but he was always in the back of my mind. Throughout the years, I tried searching for him through social media because he was such a kind soul, and I feel I should have behaved better with him. I always wondered why I found him a couple of days after his death. It felt like an unnecessary hurt. I ended up going to his funeral and met his mother. I was saddened to hear his life hadn't turned out the way I would have hoped. I've become close to his mom because I feel her pain and drawn to her. Was this meant to happen this way? And is there any messages he has for his mom or me? I can't seem to forget him, and he comes to my mind more often than my own deceased relatives. Thank you. Much love to the three of you and this cause.
You know, he actually came into your life to teach you about loss on several levels, because the fact that you lost connection with each other early on and you had to deal with that loss on some level, or if you've not dealt with it, you need to go back, because it sounds like maybe you've got some questions about past behaviors with him and the whole loss of that. So the theme of his soul in your life is loss. And on the next level, it's you helping to heal, right? It's heal. So you're healing yourself, but more importantly than that, this poor woman, his mother, needs somebody that has a level head. So I don't know if she's surrounded by people who aren't really level-headed or who just aren't there for her, but you're not a stranger to her. I would suspect that you feel very connected to her, even though you never knew her before, because the souls have danced together before, is what Erik is telling me. And you're meant to be in her life, and you're going to look at the theme of loss together. I bet you she's lost a lot. I mean, losing your son, I can't even, but there's been more loss in this poor woman's life than most people on different levels. So be there for her. Be there. And the message from the son is, take care of my mom.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Erik, Veronica, and Lisa. Thank you for taking my question. My question is, I am currently engaged, but I feel like my last... Oh, no, this was already done.
Yeah, we answered that. I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, scratch it off. Sent 2 questions. The first one, I can't remember. So sorry. It could have been about work, or when will my house sell in Turkey? And when I went in to check the question, I could not find the question. The second question is about my dad Sean's legs. His knees and lower legs, is there anything he can do to help with the burning pain? As we live in Ireland, we do not have the use of medical marijuana. Hopefully it will come into law here soon. So please ask about my dad, as that is most important. Sorry about the confusion. Love and light, Sandra. So anyway, I think one of the things, you can either choose what's more important, Erik. The first question is about work versus when will the house sell in Turkey. And then the other is about Sean's legs.
So where do we go? Where do we start? What do you want me to answer them all? Want us to answer them all?
Well, I mean, she sent
Just
2
one.
questions. So
Okay.
you want to say something about her work, or do you want to say something about her house in Turkey and when it will sell? Erik,
Okay.
what's most important for her? Because that'll be one question. The second will be about Sean's legs.
Yeah. Erik he wants to talk about the house in Turkey.
Okay.
The house in Turkey, he's telling me that it will, he sees 8 months. He's saying 8 months. And make sure that you're adjusting the numbers appropriately. So make sure you have the right number. And the reason he addressed the house is because it's going to give you a little bit of cushion and breathing room as far as work. So once it sells, you'll have a little bit of money. So
Okay.
8 months. Yeah, 8 months.
Now about Sean's legs. What's going
Sean's
on?
legs. We can see, so the image that we're seeing is like there's wires, that these are the nerves, and they're frayed. There's a lot, and there's electricity coming out. So we're seeing that. There's something systemically going on, either diabetes, or something's happening with the nerve.
Sometimes people have pernicious anemia, vitamin B12 deficiency. Very often missed, very common in Northern Europeans, and it's so simple to treat, but that will cause a severe neuropathy. So Google neuropathy and find out.
Right.
It's Neuropathy, and find out the different causes of neuropathy and get them checked out.
Yeah, and if you are diabetic, medical marijuana as soon as it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about low dose naltrexone for that? It depends on, of course, but that's just consider that as a possibility.
Find out what it is first, because we're not real sure what it is.
Yeah, right.
You can't tell. We don't know what it is.
Right. I mean, thyroid disease can cause it. Syphilis can cause neuropathy. The vitamin B12, pernicious anemia, all sorts of things. Okay, so check that out. Okay. Hi, Elisa, Erik, and Veronica. First, thank you guys so much. You are inspiring and such a joy to read and feel a part of. Oh, thank you. Elisa, the mama energy you give out is so nurturing and cool. Oh, send over your papers and I'll adopt you. And thank you, Emil, Erik. I feel like such a bag of contradictions and have felt very lost and conflicted in the universe at times, but also very blessed. I have wondered who my angels and guides are and any messages. You can be honest. I think I can handle it. With love, Sarah G. from Sussex, UK.
Sarah G.
You know you can handle it, girl.
Erik wants to give you a process. He wants to tell you how to call in your guides, because Erik is all about teaching people how to hear for themselves, whether it's him or the guides. So here's a process. You're going to ask the guides and the archangels and the angels and the ascended masters who are here for you to show up. Number one, you're going to ask. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to feel the energy. So you really have to get into the intense feeling of energy, and you will feel it. Yes, you will. You're going to ask, and you can do this in any order. You're going to ask the angels to go to the left, the ascended masters to stand behind you, the spirit guides to go to the right, and then you're going to say, anybody who's here for a specific reason right now needs to come in front of me. And then once they come in front of you, and now initially he's saying, you're going to get everybody. It's going to feel crowded in the room. Anybody can do this. It's going to feel crowded in the room. Once you say, okay, we're thinning down the crowd, I need to know who's here for me right now. And you can list a specific situation. You can say, in this moment of energy, you're going to get less. That's going to come in front of you. Typically, when I've done this, I've gotten 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the most.
Okay.
And then you ask them to identify themselves. And here's where Erik is saying people don't trust. They think it's in their head that they're making up what they're hearing and seeing, but they need to trust that it's the guides. But that's a process everyone can use to just call them in, because they have to be asked in.
Oh, but please say please. Say please.
Please. And then when you're done, thank them, as Elisa mentioned at the beginning. But humans seem to need a system, he's saying. And so there's your system.
Oh, I like it. Would it benefit them to say, hey, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, can you give them a little time? Or there's no time, so I guess it doesn't make a difference.
Well, in human terms, they do understand that we're human, and they do adapt to who we are. So you could say, and he's saying you can also play either or with them. Now, in a respectful way. So if you're looking for an answer on something, and you can give a sign, if I'm supposed to take this job, show me the sign, and you talk to them about what the sign is, okay? And then it shows up. Here's the thing. Don't be in a box in your head. Be open to the sign showing up in a non-traditional way.
True.
Really, just know this. I do this all the time. And so I asked to see a flock of birds, not just a flock. I wanted to see hundreds of birds, and I'm really testing the universe. So I wait. I put a time limit on it. By 8:30 at night, I want to see. Okay, so all day, I'm like, okay, didn't see the birds, not going to happen. Don't I sit down to watch TV, and a commercial for Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds comes on.
Oh, there we go. That's it.
And so I went with it. I did what I said I would do. Stretch your minds, Erik is saying. Erik's whole purpose for coming here is to show you that there's life other than this right here that we are.
Yeah,
that's why he's here. So stretch your mind, go deeper. Okay, that was it.
I like it. Okay, do you have the names for her guardian angels, or any what's her guardian angel's name?
It's interesting, because Erik's saying there's some guardian angels that just don't have names. Yeah. And if she wants to, it's a human thing, he said. If you want to name them, totally name them.
Yeah, give me your own name, what you like. Yeah. Mine's name is Veronica. Annika found out my daughter Annika found out her guardian angel's name was Anaconda, and when she found that out, she busted out laughing, because I think it's kind of funny. The sweet name. All right, last one. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for doing these Q&As. My question has to do with my future. I finally started a project that has been a dream for a while, and I hope to make a career out of it. Do you have any advice for me as I go forward and help me achieve this dream? Thanks again, Gretchen.
Gretchen, first things first, surround yourself with the right people. Get people that can help you pick up the pieces where you're dropping them, because what we can see is you're like a little schoolboy carrying all his stuff to school, and you're losing pieces of things. So you need help with this. Somebody needs to help you carry the load. Somebody that complements who you are, somebody that knows something that you don't. It's okay to ask for help with this. So the number one thing you need to do is learn to ask for help with it.
And who might that be?
It could be a peer, is somebody that's already in her life. Perhaps it's somebody she works with. It has to be somebody that she trusts heart and soul. And again, I'm going to refer to your friend, the life coach, because
James is awesome.
This might be a piece of this. Erik is saying might be a block where she's sticking and she can't see past certain issues. And so that might really be helpful to her.
Oh my God, probably one session with James would boom, totally open you up.
It's just a shift that needs to happen. And Erik is saying, invest in yourself. You'll invest in your products or in your ideas. Invest in yourself, because you are the catalyst. You are the Cadillac that's going to take the idea over the finish line.
That sounds great. No, I can't stress him enough. He's really helped Lucas so much. All right, well, that is it. Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you so much, Erik. I love you both, and you guys have a good weekend. I will post this tomorrow. I will also give the information on how to find out more about Veronica, as well as the website where you can submit questions, which you will hopefully start opening up in October sometime.
I will do that. And can I just say very quickly, I want to offer something very special for the Erik watchers.
That's right.
If
Yes.
you book with me, we want to help you know yourself. So if you book with me, send me an email after you book saying you want the special. It's on my website. I'm going to give you 3 mini numerology reports: your destiny, your karma, and your life path. You will come with your reading with me. So listen, totally get in on this, because Erik and I are going deep, deep, deep. We've had some powerful sessions over the last, I have chills. We've had some powerful sessions over the last couple days.
That is cool. What an offer. You guys can't refuse that. Anyway, I'll put the way to get in touch with her and also her URL for submitting the questions at the end of this video. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
¡Prepárate!